ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Bill Guile. Brought to you by the Preserve Sporting Club and Resort.
And good evening, everyone. Yeah, today really wasn't that bad of a day temperature-wise, right about where we should be for the date. We topped off at 67 in Providence, same in Smithfield, and most everybody was in the mid-60s from Westerly to Newport to New Bedford, all 66 degrees checking in. But we do have some weather alerts that are going to be going into effect tomorrow because of a storm system that is coming up the coastline and turning into a nor'easter for us. So the south coast is going to be looking at a wind advisory, as is the Cape. The islands will be a high wind warning because we'll be looking at winds gusting over the mainland 40 to as much as 50 miles per hour, especially Monday morning. But the islands, through Block Island as well, could be gusting in excess of 50 miles per hour. But nonetheless, you know, with the leaves still all on the trees, there is the potential for some power outages with those branches coming down. So you do want to be prepared for that possibility. But right now, things are nice and quiet out there. It's 58 under a cloud cover, and the dew point is 51 degrees. So the air is nice and comfortable, and barely a breeze out there out of the east-northeast. But that northeasterly wind direction is going to prevail all the way through Tuesday. And because of that, our temperatures are not going to deviate all that much each and every day. Now, right now, you can see the suburbs have settled back mostly to the low and mid-50s, a couple of cooler pockets. You got Norwood at the airport there, 44 degrees, one of the typical cooler spots. But for the most part, we're not going to fall off much more from these numbers, maybe another 3 or 4 degrees by daybreak, though, because the cloud cover is in place. And the air mass off to our west is not all that cooler. In fact, it's fairly similar, if not a little bit milder. It is a little cooler to the north, though, but that air is not really just draining right down into the region, but our wind field is going to be coming off the water, and so that's what we're going to be reflecting, that marine layer. But high pressure is in control. It's going to stay with us all night, keep us dry, but it is going to slowly recede just a little bit northward during the day tomorrow, just enough to allow this area of low pressure to come up, and the squeeze play between the pressure gradient from the high and the low is what's going to create all that wind. And as the low gets closer, it is going to start throwing rain into the area for the afternoon, and some of the heaviest rains will come through Sunday night into Monday morning, and then it'll be Monday afternoon. There'll be lighter rains that continues on into Tuesday, perhaps, as well as light showers and drizzle, and it will still be on the windy side. So let's break it down. This is what we're looking at tomorrow morning. Cloudy start to the day, a couple of showers around towards midday, and in the afternoon, it's a steadier rain, maybe start to pick up in intensity later in the day. Notice our temperatures really aren't going to change all that much through the hours. Periods of heavy rain through Sunday night into Monday morning. This will be the height of the storm coming through. It'll also be when we experience some of the strongest wind gusts, so 30 to 40 mile per hour winds across the interior, 40 to as much as 50 on the south coast by daybreak Monday morning. Into the afternoon, it'll ease up a little bit, as will the rain. And we'll still be wet, though, continuing right on into Tuesday. And notice we're still getting that northeasterly flow, so I think we could see a little bit more, certainly some drizzle around, if not some very light showers. Now, it's going to come in some waves. So the amount of rainfall we get through tomorrow is going to be about a ½ inch to an inch of rainfall. And then on Monday, it's another 1 to 2 inches. And then a little bit extra as we head on into Tuesday. So we could be seeing some 3-inch amounts when it's all said and done. The good news is this is going to come in slow phases. So in other words, we're not going to get it all at once. So basically, we're going to be seeing, you know, this whole amount occurring over 36 to 48 hours time frame. So that should minimize any flooding threats that could potentially be occurring. Nonetheless, storm drains, any leaves that are clogging them, you want to get that cleared so you don't get any street flooding or anything around your home. But again, it stays wet right through Tuesday. Temperatures really don't change much. We will dry out for the second half of the week, and it stays a little on the cooler side into the 50s. There might be a shower threat on Thursday afternoon, but and scattered.
So it sounds like a good thing they got that giant pumpkin festival out of the way today and not tomorrow. So
yeah, things are going downhill quickly for tomorrow. So.
Although I don't think the wind's going to be quite strong enough to blow those pumpkins. That was pretty unbelievable.
Yeah, 1,200 pounds, yeah, those things aren't going anywhere.
Very cool, very cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bill.